Kiwana Valley was bathed in silver moonlight, but tonight, the valley felt alive in a way Zuri had never seen. The midnight river flowed quietly, yet its surface shimmered with a light that seemed almost breathing, moving in soft pulses like a heartbeat. Zuri stepped closer, feeling the cool night air brush her face. Her copper-brown hand hovered over the river, and for a moment, she felt a strange warmth pull her forward. Then she heard it, a whisper carried by the wind, soft and ancient. "Zuri, return to us." Her heart raced. She knew it wasn't just the wind. Something beyond the valley was calling. Amani arrived beside her, his calm presence a contrast to the river's eerie energy. "You heard it again, didn't you?" he asked softly. Zuri nodded, her gaze fixed on the shimmering water. "It's like it's speaking from inside me. Like it knows me," she murmured. Before they could speak further, Kwana came running, her coily curls bouncing in the moonlight, eyes wide with curiosity. "You two are talking to spirits again?" she teased, trying to mask the tremor in her own voice. "I want to know what's happening." But suddenly the river froze. The water stopped moving completely. The valley fell silent, as if holding its breath. A chill ran through the air. Then, from the river's center, a thin column of golden white light shot upward, cutting through the darkness like a blade. Amani instinctively stepped forward. Kwana grabbed his arm, her wide eyes fixed on the light. Inside it, a shadow began to form, one that seemed impossibly familiar. Zuri's breath caught. The figure looked like her. "It can't be," she whispered. "My mother, or her spirit." The light flickered, then vanished. The river began to flow again, calm as ever, but Zuri knew the truth. This was only the beginning. The midnight river had awakened. And once it had called, nothing, neither night nor valley nor heart, would ever be the same again. Zuri looked at her friends. Amani's steady gaze and Kwana's nervous smile gave her courage. "We're in this together," she said, feeling the rivers pull deep in her bones. And far above, the moon seemed to glow brighter, as if it were a silent witness to secrets that were about to surface. The morning sun spilled gold across Kiwana Valley, but the memory of last night's river whispers clung to Zuri like a shadow. She couldn't shake the feeling that something had awakened in the water, and in her. Amani met her at the riverbank, his dark almond-shaped eyes scanning the shimmering current. "Zuri, last night," he said softly. "You looked like you saw something you weren't meant to see." Zuri hugged her arms, her gaze drawn to the gentle flow. "It called me, like my mother was trying to tell me something. I don't know what yet, but I feel responsible." Kwana arrived, her coily curls bouncing in the morning light, carrying a small bundle of herbs. "I listened to the elders," she said, "and they say the midnight river only reveals its secrets when it trusts you. And now it's testing us." Before Zuri could ask what she meant, the river stirred violently. A shadow moved beneath its surface, too fast, too fluid to be a fish. A low, guttural hum filled the air, a sound that seemed to rise from the riverbed itself. Zuri stepped back. Her heart pounded. "This isn't natural," she whispered. Amani moved closer, placing a steady hand on her shoulder. Whatever it is, we face it together, he said, his calm voice grounding her. Then the shadow surged upward. Water exploded into the air. A figure emerged, tall, shimmering with the river's silver glow, its features unreadable. But when it turned its gaze toward Zuri, her breath stopped. It was not her mother. The figure's voice echoed like a chorus of whispers. Return what was taken, or be lost forever. Kwana clutched Zuri's arm. Taken? What was taken? Zuri swallowed hard. Deep in her chest, something stirred, a memory of her childhood, of a night when her mother vanished near this very river. Amani's eyes softened as he looked at Zuri. We'll find the answers, he promised, and for a brief moment, the fear in Zuri's chest was replaced by a strange warmth. She realized she wasn't alone in this. The river calmed once more, but the warning hung in the air like mist. Zuri's gaze drifted to the horizon, where the sun touched the trees, casting long, golden shadows. Her heart whispered the same thing the river had. This was only the beginning. And somewhere deep in the valley, a secret waited. One that would test love, courage, and trust, and reveal truths that could never be unseen. The midnight river still whispered its secrets as Zuri, Amani, and Kwana packed their small satchels at dawn. The elders had warned them. The river chooses who will walk its path. Beware the shadows that follow. Zuri's fingers traced the worn leather strap of her satchel, where a small charm her mother had given her swung lightly. Her heartbeat matched the rhythm of the river that had called her. Are we really doing this? Kwana asked, adjusting her scarf. Her warm copper skin glowed in the soft morning light, but her eyes betrayed both excitement and fear. Amani gave a small smile, eyes deep and steady. Never leaving Zuri. We have to. The river won't stop until we understand its warning. They stepped into the forest that bordered Kawana Valley. Mist curled around ancient trees, and the air smelled of wet earth and wildflowers. Somewhere, a drumbeat echoed faintly, almost like a heartbeat guiding their path. After a few minutes, the first obstacle appeared. A fallen tree stretched across their path, thick roots twisting like ancient serpents. Kwana laughed nervously. Of course, nothing is easy. Zuri approached the tree cautiously, feeling the pull of the river in her chest again. As she touched the bark, her vision blurred. She saw flashes. Her mother standing by the river, a shadowed figure behind her, and a small, glowing stone sinking into the water. Gasping, she pulled back. The river. It's showing me something. Something my mother lost. Amani placed his hand over hers. Then we find it. Together. They moved forward, deeper into the forest. Birds cried overhead, and the wind whispered through the trees like faint laughter. It was beautiful, yet every step felt like they were entering another world. A world where the rules of night and day, reality and magic blurred. Suddenly, the river's whisper returned, stronger, urgent. Beware the shadows, beware the one who walks in your reflection. Zuri shivered. The warning wasn't just for them. It was personal. She caught Amani's gaze, and for a moment, their hands brushed. A silent understanding passed between them. They would face this together, no matter what. Quanah broke the tension with a teasing smile. I swear, if any shadow tries to attack us, I'll tie it in knots. They laughed, but the forest seemed to respond. Leaves rustled, shadows shifted, and somewhere deep in the river's bend, a faint glow pulsed, like the heartbeat of a secret waiting to be found. The journey had begun, and with every step, Zuri felt the river's call grow louder, pulling them toward a truth that could change their lives forever. The forest grew darker as Zuri, Amani, and Quanah followed the faint glow of the midnight river through the trees. Mist wrapped around their ankles like soft fingers, and every rustle made Quanah jump. This place feels alive, she whispered, eyes wide. Like the trees are watching us. Zuri nodded, gripping the small charm her mother had given her. She felt the river's pulse in her chest, stronger now, almost demanding. Suddenly the ground trembled. Shadows stretched from the trees, twisting unnaturally. One shadow moved faster than the others. It had a human shape but no face, only a dark, rippling void. Amani stepped in front of Zuri. Stay close, he said, his voice calm but firm. His eyes, deep and steady, met hers. We can do this together. The shadow lunged. Quanah barely dodged, tripping over a root. Zuri's heart raced. She remembered the river's whisper. Beware the one who walks in your reflection. Then she saw it. The shadow mirrored her movements exactly, but twisted, its every gesture a distorted echo. Her pulse quickened. It's me, Zuri whispered. The shadow reached out. For a moment Zuri froze. Then instinct took over. She grabbed her charm and pressed it to her chest. Light burst forth, illuminating the forest in a soft, golden glow. The shadow recoiled, screeching in a soundless cry before dissolving into mist. Quanah scrambled to her feet. Zuri, that was amazing. Zuri shook, breathing heavily. It wanted the stone. Amani's eyes narrowed. The one your mother lost by the river. That's why it attacked. It's not just a shadow. It's guarding something. Zuri looked at the faint glow in the distance, the same one that had been pulsing all morning. Then we have to find it, before it finds someone else. As they continued, the forest seemed to grow quieter, almost holding its breath. The glow grew brighter, reflecting in Zuri's wide eyes. Somewhere deep in the mist, a whisper echoed. Return what was taken, or be lost forever. Zuri's heart clenched. She glanced at Amani. Their hands brushed again. A small spark passing between them. A silent promise to face whatever was coming together. And somewhere beyond the trees, the river waited, alive and patient, keeping its secrets for the ones brave enough to follow. The forest began to thin as Zuri, Amani, and Quanah approached a small clearing by the river. Sunlight broke through the canopy, casting dancing patterns on the ground. Yet the midnight river shimmered unnaturally, its silver glow brighter than ever, guiding them toward something hidden. Zuri's fingers tightened around her charm. The pull she had felt since the river first called her was stronger now, almost like it was tugging at her very soul. There, whispered Quanah, pointing toward a small mound of rocks near the riverbank. Among the stones, a faint golden light pulsed, just like Zuri had seen before. Amani knelt beside it, brushing away leaves. "This must be it," he said quietly. "The stone your mother lost." Zuri stepped closer, feeling her heart pound in her chest. She could hear the river whispering again. Return what was taken, or be lost forever. She reached out, her fingers hovering over the glowing stone. The moment she touched it, visions filled her mind. Her mother kneeling by the river, holding the stone close. A dark figure emerging from the water, reaching for it. The river itself, alive and pulsing, trying to protect the stone. Zuri gasped, stepping back. The shadow, it wasn't just guarding the stone. It was warning me. Amani placed a hand on her shoulder. Then we understand now. The stone isn't just precious, it's dangerous. And someone wants it. Suddenly, the forest around them darkened. The river surged violently, sending waves crashing against the bank. The stone lifted into the air, spinning slowly, golden light radiating in all directions. A voice echoed through the clearing, ancient and commanding. "Who dares claim what was stolen from the river's heart?" Zuri's knees shook, but she stepped forward. I am Zuri. I seek the truth, and to return what was lost." The stone pulsed brighter, then shot a beam of light directly into Zuri's chest. Images of the past and the river's secrets filled her mind. Hidden realms beneath Kawana Valley, ancient guardians of the river. Her mother's sacrifice to protect the stone. Kwana grabbed Zuri's hand. "You're glowing," she exclaimed. Amani stared in awe, a mixture of fear and admiration in his eyes. "Zuri, the river chose you." The stone settled back onto the river bank, its glow softening. The river's voice whispered one last warning. "The journey has begun. Keep the stone safe or lose everything." Zuri looked at her friends, her heart racing. They had uncovered the river's first secret. But this was only the beginning. Danger, magic, and truths long buried were waiting. And she knew one thing for certain. Whatever came next, they would face it together. The sun dipped behind the valley mountains, painting the sky in deep oranges and purples. Zuri, Amani, and Kwana returned to the forest, carrying the glowing stone carefully in a small satchel. The midnight river followed them like a silent guardian, shimmering faintly in the twilight. "This stone, it's heavier than I imagined," Kwana said, adjusting the satchel. "I keep feeling eyes on us. We're not alone." Zuri shivered. She could feel the shadow's presence still lingering, its twisted reflection haunting her thoughts. "The river warned us," she said quietly. "The shadow, it wants the stone. I can feel it." Amani scanned the darkening forest, his jaw tight. "Then we have to move carefully. Whoever, or whatever, follows us is patient. And dangerous." Suddenly, the forest fell silent. Even the river seemed to pause its flowing. Then, from behind a cluster of ancient baobab trees, a figure emerged. Tall, cloaked in midnight black robes, eyes glinting like obsidian, moving without a sound. Kwana stepped back. What is that?" Zuri instinctively stepped in front of her friends. "It's the one the river spoke of," she whispered. The figure tilted its head. "The stone belongs to me." it said, voice smooth chilling, echoing through the trees. Return it, or watch everything you love vanish. Amani stepped forward, his stance protective. We won't give it to you. The river entrusted it to us, not to someone who hides in shadows. The figure laughed softly, a sound like rustling leaves over graves. You underestimate the power you meddle with, children. Before anyone could react, the figure vanished, leaving a swirl of black mist behind. The river surged violently, as if warning them again, and the glowing stone trembled in Zuri's hands. Zuri clutched it tighter, heart racing. This isn't over. The shadow, it's coming for us. And it's stronger than we imagined. Kwana looked at her, eyes wide. Then we better be ready. We can't let it take the stone, or your mother's sacrifice will have been for nothing. Amani reached out, holding Zuri's hand gently. We'll face it together. But deep in the forest, unseen, the shadow walker watched them, silent and patient, already plotting its next move. The journey was no longer just about uncovering the river's secrets. It was about survival, trust, and fighting the darkness that followed them at every step. And the first real battle had only just begun. Night fell over Kawana Valley, and the river glimmered like liquid silver beneath the moon. Zuri, Amani, and Kwana camped at a small clearing, the glowing stone resting between them. Its soft light pulsed gently, almost like it had a heartbeat. We can't keep running, Zuri said, her voice steady but tense. The shadow walker will come again, and next time it won't wait. Amani nodded, his dark eyes fixed on the river. We need to understand the stone's power. If we know what it can do, we can protect it, and ourselves. Kwana leaned closer, her warm copper skin illuminated by the stone's glow. The elders once told me stories about a hidden chamber beneath the river. They said only the chosen ones can reach it. Maybe that's where the stone's secret lies. Zuri's heart raced. Beneath the river? That sounds impossible. Nothing about this journey has been normal, Amani replied softly. We need to try. If the shadow walker finds us first, we may never get another chance. The three friends followed the riverbank, guided by its shimmering pulse. Soon, they reached a waterfall cascading into a hidden lagoon. The water glowed with an eerie silver light. Zuri took a deep breath. This must be it, the hidden chamber. As they stepped closer, the river surged, revealing a narrow, glowing tunnel beneath the water. The stone vibrated in Zuri's hands, urging her forward. Kwana whispered, Are we really going to swim into that? Amani placed a hand on Zuri's shoulder. We have to. Whatever lies beneath the river may hold the key to stopping the shadow walker and finding your mother. Zuri nodded, summoning her courage. The three friends dove into the tunnel. The water was cold, but the stone's glow lit the way. Strange symbols appeared on the walls. Ancient markings telling stories of river guardians, lost spirits, and a hidden power that could protect or destroy. At the end of the tunnel, they emerged into a cavern beneath the river. Crystals sparkled like stars overhead, and the water glowed an ethereal blue. And in the center, a massive pedestal with a carved hollow, shaped exactly like the glowing stone. Zuri approached it, her pulse quickening. She felt the stone's energy connect with the pedestal, like it was calling home. Suddenly a whisper filled the cavern. "Return what was taken, or everything will be lost to shadow." Zuri clenched the stone. "I understand. I will protect it. I will uncover its secrets. And I will face whatever comes, shadow walker or otherwise." Amani squeezed her hand. "And we'll do it together." Kwana smiled softly. "Then let's see what the river wants us to know." The stone's glow expanded, filling the cavern, and visions of the past, present, and possible futures unfolded around them. The river's guardians fighting to protect its magic. The shadow walker stealing powers long ago. Zuri's mother sacrificing herself to hide the stone. And a path forward that could either save or doom them all. The river's secrets were deep. The journey ahead would test their courage, their friendship, and the bond growing quietly between Zuri and Amani. And somewhere, far above the river's surface, the shadow walker waited. The cavern beneath the midnight river pulsed with a strange energy as Zuri, Amani, and Kwana emerged from the glowing tunnel. The stone vibrated in Zuri's hands, radiating warmth and power she had never felt before. This is incredible," Kwana whispered, eyes wide as she looked around. "It's like the river itself is alive here." Zuri took a deep breath. "We need to understand it, before the shadow walker finds us again." Before Amani could respond, the air grew cold. Shadows twisted along the walls of the cavern, darker than night. A low, menacing whisper echoed through the water. "The stone belongs to me." A figure emerged from the darkness. The shadow walker, taller and more terrifying than ever. Its obsidian eyes gleamed, and its presence alone seemed to drain the light from the cavern. Amani stepped in front of Zuri. "We won't give it to you," he said firmly, his hand brushing hers for courage. The shadow walker moved like smoke, striking without warning. Kwana rolled to the side, narrowly avoiding a swipe that sent shards of crystal scattering across the floor. Zuri raised the glowing stone. Light burst forth, a golden aura expanding to surround them. The shadow walker recoiled. You have power," it hissed. "But it is not enough." The stone pulsed, responding to Zuri's heartbeat. Suddenly visions of her mother flashed before her. Fighting, guiding, protecting. A surge of courage flowed through Zuri, and she realized the stone's power could be controlled, if she trusted it and herself. With a determined cry, Zuri extended the stone toward the shadow walker. A wave of golden energy shot out, forcing the shadow back. It screeched, twisting violently, then vanished into a swirl of mist, leaving the cavern eerily silent. Kwana exhaled, relief flooding her face. I can't believe it worked." Amani looked at Zuri, awe and admiration in his eyes. "You did it. You controlled it. You chose to fight." Zuri clutched the stone, her chest still racing. "This is only the beginning." The river revealed its power, but the shadow walker will return. And next time, it will be stronger. The cavern pulsed one last time, the glowing crystals reflecting on their faces. They had won this battle, but the war for the stone, and the secrets of the Midnight River, was far from over. Together, they emerged from the hidden cavern into the night. The river shimmered like silver fire under the moonlight. And high above, unseen, the Shadow Walker's presence lingered, watching, waiting, planning its next strike. The morning sun rose over Kawana Valley, but the victory in the cavern weighed heavily on Zuri. The Midnight River gleamed quietly, as if holding its breath, hiding deeper secrets for her to discover. Kawana adjusted the satchel holding the glowing stone. "Do you think it's over?" she asked softly. "It seemed so close to destroying us last night." Zuri shook her head. "No." The Shadow Walker retreated, but only for now. It knows the stone is in our hands, and it will come back stronger. Amani's dark eyes met hers. "Then we need to understand the stone fully. And maybe understand your mother's past too. There's a reason she risked everything to hide it." Zuri swallowed hard. The stone pulsed gently against her chest, as if in agreement. She remembered fragments of childhood memories. Her mother kneeling by the river, whispering secrets to her, holding the stone close, and then disappearing. The trio returned to the village elders for guidance. One elder, a woman with deep eyes and silver-streaked hair, looked at Zuri with recognition. "You carry your mother's courage, child," she said. "She fought to protect the Midnight River's secret from those who would use it for darkness. The Shadow Walker was once one of them." Zuri's pulse quickened. "Was my mother fighting it alone?" The elder nodded gravely. "Yes. And she entrusted you with what she could not protect herself. The river chose you because it sensed your strength, but beware, child. The Shadow Walker has learned from every defeat. It will return, more cunning and relentless than before." That night, Zuri, Amani, and Kawana camped by the riverbank, the glowing stone between them. The air was thick with anticipation. Suddenly, the river shimmered violently. A voice echoed through the valley, ancient and commanding. "Return what was taken, or all will be lost to shadow. The past is your guide, the present your test, the future your choice." Zuri stared at the glowing stone, realization dawning. The river was not just protecting the stone. It was testing them, teaching them, preparing them. Kawana shivered. "I've never felt something so alive, so aware." Amani squeezed Zuri's hand, dark eyes warm. "Whatever comes, we face it together. And we'll uncover your mother's secrets." Zuri looked toward the moonlit river. Somewhere beneath its shimmering surface, her mother's legacy waited. And she knew this battle with the Shadow Walker was far from over. The river whispered again, soft and haunting. "The shadows rise, but the chosen will guide the light." The Midnight River glimmered under the crescent moon, calm yet restless. Zuri, Amani, and Kawana had been preparing all day, studying the stone and the river's signs. Every ripple, every whisper seemed to carry a warning. "We can't underestimate it," Amani said, dark eyes scanning the shadows creeping among the trees. "The Shadow Walker learned from last time. It won't attack blindly." Kawana adjusted her grip on a small dagger, her copper skin glinting in the moonlight. Then we have to be ready for anything, even if it's stronger than last night. Zuri held the glowing stone tightly. Its warmth pulsed through her chest, giving her courage and fear. It's coming. I can feel it. The river is warning me. Before anyone could react, the shadows around the riverbank thickened. The air grew cold, and a low, menacing whisper slithered through the night. The stone will be mine, and you will be nothing. A figure emerged from the darkness. The shadow walker, taller, more terrifying than ever. Its obsidian eyes glowed like coals, and its cloak of darkness seemed to absorb the light around it. You cannot escape, it hissed. The river's secrets belong to me. Hand over the stone, or watch your world burn. Zuri stepped forward, the stone glowing brighter than ever. No, we won't let you take it. Together. Zuri looked at the shimmering river, its light reflecting determination in her eyes. The battle wasn't over, it had only begun. And the midnight river whispered softly, as if promising, "The chosen will guide the light, but the shadows will rise." The moon hung high over Kawana Valley, silver light spilling across the midnight river. Zuri, Amani, and Kwana had returned to the hidden cavern beneath the river, determined to unlock the stone's final secret. The air was thick with tension, the river humming with anticipation. Zuri held the glowing stone close. Its warmth pulsed through her chest, stronger than ever. "The river, it's guiding me," she whispered. "I can feel my mother's presence." Amani stepped beside her, eyes steady and reassuring. "Then let's listen. Whatever secret she left behind may be the key to stopping the Shadow Walker for good." The stone began to glow brighter, casting golden reflections across the cavern walls. Then images flashed before Zuri's eyes. Her mother kneeling before the river, placing a smaller, hidden stone into its depths. A fierce battle between her mother and the Shadow Walker, long ago. A hidden message carved into the riverbed. Only unity, courage, and the light of chosen hearts can banish the shadows. Zuri gasped. The river, it wasn't just protecting the stone. My mother, she left a plan. She knew the Shadow Walker would return. Kwana's eyes widened. So we're not alone in this. Your mother's guidance, it's still with us. A sudden ripple surged through the cavern. The stone floated slightly in Zuri's hands, pointing toward a dark tunnel at the far end. The river whispered again. Follow the path, unite the light, or lose all to shadow. Amani looked at Zuri, determination in his eyes. This is it. The final challenge. We'll face the Shadow Walker together. And this time, we have the knowledge to stop it. Zuri nodded, feeling courage flow from the river into her heart. We must. For my mother, for the river, for us. Kwana grinned, though her hands trembled slightly. Let's finish what she started. Shadow Walker won't know what hit him. The trio stepped into the tunnel, guided by the stone's golden glow. Every step carried the weight of their mission, the river's secrets, and the sacrifices of the past. High above, the midnight river shimmered like a guardian, its waters alive with light. Somewhere in the shadows, the shadow walker stirred, sensing the approaching confrontation. The final battle was near, and Zuri now understood. The river's legacy, and her mother's courage, was in her hands. The night had fallen over Kawana Valley, darker than ever. Yet the midnight river glimmered with a golden glow, pulsing like a heartbeat. Zuri, Amani, and Kwana stepped into the open clearing where the shadow walker awaited, its obsidian eyes gleaming with rage. "This ends tonight," Zuri whispered, clutching the glowing stone. Its warmth surged through her, filling her with courage and her mother's strength. The shadow walker moved, shadows twisting around it like living smoke. "You think you can defy me?" it hissed. "The river belongs to darkness, and so shall you." Amani stepped in front of Zuri, holding her hand. "Not tonight. Not ever. We are united. Friendship, courage, love, and the river's light is with us." The shadow walker lunged, but Zuri raised the stone. Golden light erupted, enveloping the clearing, the river, and even the night sky above. The shadows shrieked and twisted, but the stone's power, guided by Zuri's courage and the river's blessing, pushed back with unrelenting force. Kwana joined in, holding the stone's reflection with her own charm, amplifying the river's energy. Together, their hearts beat in sync with the stone and river. The shadow walker roared in fury, but it was too late. Light pierced the darkness, unraveling the shadows, exposing the truth. The shadow walker was once a guardian who had turned to greed. Zuri stepped forward, voice strong. "You will harm no one else. The river protects life, light, and those who are chosen to safeguard it." The shadow walker let out a final, echoing scream and dissolved into a swirl of harmless mist, swept away by the river's current. Silence fell, broken only by the gentle flow of the glowing water. Zuri, Amani, and Kwana collapsed to the ground, exhausted but victorious. The stone floated back into Zuri's hands, its glow softer now, a quiet heartbeat echoing her own. Amani brushed hair from Zuri's face, a gentle smile touching his lips. "You did it, Zuri. You led the light." Zuri looked at the river, shimmering under the moon, and whispered, "Mother, we did it. Your sacrifice wasn't in vain." Kwana laughed softly, relief flooding her warm eyes. "I can't believe we survived. And look at that. The river is peaceful again." For the first time since the journey began, Kawana Valley felt truly alive, its secrets preserved, its magic honored. Zuri knew that the river would always watch over them, and the lessons of courage, friendship, and love would live on. The three friends stood together, hands linked, hearts united. The midnight river sparkled in approval, its whispers now gentle, guiding, and full of hope. And somewhere in the night, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter, celebrating the chosen ones who had faced darkness and carried the light forward.